And in more sports news, we have Aaron Akerajola here with us in the studio live. Thank you for joining us.
I want to say a big thank you to you. And let's actually talk about one man. We have a special guest here in the studio on Newsday with us talking about Lawrence Okolie. And let's talk about the British-born boxer who is a Nigerian and who has done great things for himself. As we speak, he is the current WBO Cruiserweight Champion. He's held that particular title since 2021. I want to say thank you for joining us today. Lawrence, I want to say thank you for coming to Newsday and making your debut on Arise News.
Thank you for having me.
And we can see
all your hardware.
Yes, quite a lot of belts that you've actually garnered for yourself. The Ring Magazine rates you highly as the first, as one of the best cruiserweight boxers in the world. Right now, you are 18-0. That means you've actually fought 18 fights and won all 18, yet to lose. And remarkable what is happening. And I was reading up about you, and there are talks that you might even just be moving to the next level and actually getting into the heavyweight. We know you have ties with Anthony Joshua. You actually spar with him. You've actually trained with him. You're friends with him. And it's looking good for you. Talk to us about your journey, because we know your parents are both Nigerians, but you're born in the UK. Talk to us about your journey to where you are right now.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. Yeah, I was born in England. I think initially I started boxing just as a way to lose weight and to deal with the bullying that I had. But then once I started believing in myself, started training more, we went to the Olympics in 2016, and then from there I've gone on to win, British, Commonwealth, European, and now the world title. So yes, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing. Now, looking at it closely, we know you've represented Team GB at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself more as a British person or a Nigerian British boxer?
So how I always see it is that I was born and raised in Britain.
Yeah.
However, my parents always instilled to me, you're a Nigerian, which is why it was important for me to win a world title and come back home with it. So for me, as I said, that sort of upbringing and stuff has stayed with me, and now it's important for us to, do stuff while we're here.
Because your record is impressive, spectacular, I must actually say. But you do not have the cult following that Anthony Joshua has done. Has this informed this particular decision to come to Nigeria, to get to probably meet some people, open yourself up to Nigerians? Because what you're doing is remarkable in the cruiserweight category. You've been dominating the cruiserweight, and like you were speaking at the press conference earlier today, your trajectory from zero to hero, literally, has been very short. Very few people have been able to do that. But yet, not too many Nigerians can say they know the name Lawrence Okolie.
I think it's all about timing. For me, I'm not really, I don't really analyze other people. I look at my own journey and I say, for me, as a world champion, you should be able to go anywhere in the world. And if somewhere I should go, it should be home. Do you know what I mean? So for me, that's important. And outside of what I get from the coming home, I think it's also about what we're able to give. So people like Anthony Joshua, I'm close to, people like Israel Adesanya, our aim is to come back and actually not only just have fights, but to also, interact with the up-and-coming boxers and stuff like that. Because the way I see it, there's so much strength, so much power here, it can be, used to actually get more world champions and stuff. So it's about finding a way to make it happen.
Okay.
Well, me being the boxing expert that I am, I have so many questions, but of all the fights that you've been in, do you remember one most particularly, and why? And also, I guess it can be a little scary if you've never lost. It's very glorifying. I mean, being undefeated, that is such a huge feat. But have you ever, let me be the one to pour the water on you, but have you ever thought about eventually losing, or what strategies you would use?
I think for me, it's about every day is a blessing. You know, obviously where I've come from and what I've been able to do every day, I wake up and I feel a sense of, accomplishment and pride. And I think the reason why I win is because I'm not afraid of losing. So I'll take fights that are difficult. That's why I've shot up so quickly, because for me, I'm not defined by wins or losses or any belts. I'm defined by the actions that I do for my friends, my family, and how I am. So for me, this stuff is all just a bonus.
That's great.
All right, let's talk about training and your growth. Because you're friends with, you just mentioned Anthony Joshua, Israel Adesanya. These guys are big in the world in terms of combative sports. And you look at that, all these guys that we've just mentioned, right, including yourself right now, we're not trained in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Do you think if you are trained in Nigeria, will your story have been the same or maybe even better? Or do you think probably not being in Nigeria was a huge advantage for you?
It's hard to say. I can't really comment on that because I wasn't, training here. But I think with it, it's all about the infrastructure and the sort of knowledge. Because went to the Olympics, I got known, so people in Britain and other parts of the world know who I am very well. So it's easy to kind of navigate your way through. However, here it's a bit more difficult unless you have got that notoriety or you have got people that say, yo, this guy's really good, and then they help push you. So it's about getting eyes on, it's about people being more aware and then pushing them from there.
Boxing promotion, talk to us about that. How does it play a role in defining the trajectory of a boxer?
I think it's extremely important. I'd be lying if I said it doesn't. I think it's a major part. Good promotion helps fighters get into positions because there's more money and stuff like that. But I also think that being spotted to have the talent, because people will promote you if they know you're good. But if no one knows who you are, I was fortunate that I met someone like AJ and I got spotted, do you know what I mean? But I was still the same person, all the same talent, but the opportunity arose and then I took it. So I think given the right opportunities, a lot of other people can do great things.
Okay.
We know that there are quite a few famous Nigerian athletes. Do you all have a bit of a consortium? Do you hang out? Do you talk? Do you share ideas and tips?
I think you gain a level of respect for people when you see them, across the world doing whatever they're doing, and you see, oh, well, we're all Nigerian. Even though we're not here, we have that same sort of common blood and common feeling. So yeah, I think it allows us to connect via social media, meet up, do training sessions, and just knock ideas about. So yeah.
You're in your late 20s and...
Say that again?
You're in your late 20s.
Yeah.
In the prime of your career right now. And at some point, would you be thinking of staging a bout here in Nigeria?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that I've publicly spoken about with my promoters in England, that I've publicly said now. And now that I've obviously won a world title, it's the early stages. It's about consistency of winning and staying world champion to get more power. But for me, I think it's paramount that, even if not just for myself, but for my parents to be able to say, you had a kid abroad, he came back and he defended his world title at home. So yeah, it's good.
I mentioned it earlier, you didn't give me an answer. Let's get to hear from you.
All right, let me hear it.
Are you going to make that leap from the cruiserweight? Now you've dominated the cruiserweight. Are you going to be making that leap to the heavyweight? And maybe, who knows, fight against Anthony Joshua in the future?
Well, I definitely won't fight Anthony Joshua. That one will happen. But in terms of the move up to heavyweight, yeah, it's 100% in the plans. It's just about adding one or two more of these and then the movers to heavyweight straight away.
Okay. Wow, so we're looking forward to great times for you.
Yes.
And talk to us about your next fight, because the last fight, the pundits were saying they were expecting a blowout. That did not happen against Isaac. But talk to us about that fight and what's coming up.
I think when it comes to world-class fighting, you never know. So it's just about going in there, putting in your best performance, and for the next one, I'll be looking to get a good KO nice and early.
Okay. Hoping for a 19-0 for you.
That's the one.
Yes. All right. I want to say thank you very much, Lawrence Okolie, and congratulations. The belts are many, and we hope for more.
They're very pretty.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you, Lawrence, for coming on to the show.